Hi, my name is Mitra Manesh. I'm a servant. I serve through teaching, coaching, consulting, or any other way that I can find to share what I know with those who want to know. And this Lights On podcast is one of those ways. It was created with consciousness and mindful living in heart. So join us as we travel through many roads of learning and transformation together. And if you enjoy our podcast, please give us feedback by rating us 5-star and share us with others if you think they may benefit from it. On behalf of my team, I thank you for your presence. This episode is about a very simple 3-step practice that we can do, especially first thing in the morning, to take charge and command of our mind, our logical, rational mind. Because if you look at most of our sufferings, and if you go deep into the foundation of that suffering, you or I and we may realize that a lot of our suffering comes from the fact that we, meaning the aware ourselves, the aware and awake aspect of us, is not really making decisions. It is the frightened, it is the rational, it is the segmented and separated aspect of the mind that is making decisions, and that is why the result normally is our suffering. So this is a very short episode. We do not go deep into it, but I thought it would be interesting to share this short episode with you and see if this can serve you. Let's take a listen together. I would like to go to the place of how to do that, because that was Megan's question. The first one is, I call it the 3 steps. Of course, I have 3 steps for everything: the intention, the expression, and sensation. So the first one is really intending. And I think this is a great day as we are speaking and gathered to talk about giving thanks. Just intend, set that intention, which really means I'm going to drive my attention. That's what intention is a decision to guide and drive your attention to somewhere very specific. Set an intention to bring thanks into your life and make that part of your life. So look for it, as I said, asking that question. The best time is as soon as you open your eyes in the morning. That's where the rational mind gets activated and takes the major seat in the decision-making table of your life. Before it does that, as soon as you open your eyes, you ask yourself, what is a gift in my life? What can I be thankful for in my life? And look for very, very small things. Look for the pillow that you have. Look for something small. And it's okay if we repeat the answer. It doesn't matter. You can't say, oh, yesterday I was thankful for the same thing. That doesn't matter, because the answer is irrelevant. Where you go when you ask that question is the relevancy of this whole practice. You go out of your rational mind. You go out of being the victim to the mind that constantly is asking what is wrong. And you know that moment when we wake up, we call it's sort of a dark and light kind of a moment. In that hazy moment is the best time to set the whole thing straight and let your rational mind know that you're going to be charged today, and you will be asking the questions, and it will be only delivering the answers that it's needed. So that's the intention. The second one is the expression, that you actually start saying it. And it doesn't matter even if you say it to other people or yourself. It's important for you to say it from that place of meaning it, that you really express as you're walking, as you're driving, as you doing anything that doesn't need a lot of attention. You can just say, I'm thankful for that. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for teaching me. It's amazing how many times a day I thank my teachers. Some of them have no physical body anymore, but I remember, and then I remember who taught me that. And I just thank them. Or randomly, I thank a person who asked a question, believe it or not, 18 years ago in a session that I was teaching. And that question really led to a lot of knowing for me. I don't even remember the face of the person. I remember sort of like it was a tall man and he was in Toronto. That's all I remember. But I've thanked that person many, many times for the question that they had. That was quite challenging at the time, but brought a lot of knowing for me. So learning to say it, and if you can express it to people and really mean it, that would be even better. If the person is still here, if you can call them, or if you can text them and let them know, and be specific. This is so important because I say, thank you. Okay, you think I just was very polite person, and that's great. But when I write and say, I really thank you for the advice you gave me when I said this, that really helped me. And that's so important when we share that and express that. It becomes a beautiful exchange and dance between you and other people. And the last one is sensation and feeling. So when you say it, when you even say it to yourself, when you intend it, I want to invite you to connect to how that affects your physical body and your emotional body. How do you feel when you say that? And the reason I want to do this, because I want you to not make this conditional upon how they respond. I always tell myself, can I hold a door for someone knowing they will never say thank you? Can I give space to a car that is trying to come to my lane, knowing that this person will never ever thank me? And if the answer is yes, then go ahead and do it. Because when the condition is, if they say something good, if they appreciate it, then the intention has changed. Now I'm doing this to get your attention, to be liked by you. Nothing wrong with it, but we're not talking about that because that may be the very thing that will ruin my happiness, because now I just gave up the role of being the chief happiness officer of my life to other people. Because as Todd was saying, I don't know whose child is sick today. I don't know who just had a fight with their partner. I don't know who just lost their loved one. So if I'm waiting for them to thank me and acknowledge me, then I might be waiting for a long time. And that intention of being happy may have just turned into unhappiness that is completely out of my command. So these are the 3 steps: intention, expression, and sensation and feeling, and see if that works for you. Hope this episode answered the question or two for you, or provoked and inspired questions in you. I'm so grateful you showed up and listened up. Until the next time, be well and stay curious.